What's going on, Feather Muckers? This is Taylor, and this is a Would You Rather video. Now, before we get into the questions, let me just instruct you to go grab a ruler or a measuring device, hopefully not a tape measure, since that can get a little bit iffy for this, and measure your erect penis, and then go ahead and click like and favorite on this video, and then measure it again, and I guarantee you won't be disappointed with the results. And if you need to repeat that as necessary, I have like 600 videos or so the sky's the limit, quite literally. Not really. Figuratively, the sky's the limit, I should say. So, anyway, on to the questions. If you guys have suggestions for more videos or topics or anything like that, as always, leave it in the comments. Even if you don't think that I'm going to respond, don't fret. I do read all of them, so I'll get your idea, and if it's good or gets a lot of thumbs up, I'll do it. Anyway, let's get going. Would you rather, and this is of course on yourather.com, since people always ask, would you rather have holes put through both hands and both feet via nails and a hammer, or go for 40 days in the desert without food? Alright, so this is another one of those questions where obviously it's reminiscent of Jesus or something like that. I don't get to be Jesus in this scenario, I don't think, so I guess I would have to die if I went 40 days in the desert without food. Is that like a death length? I don't know. I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure that even if you have water, if you go for 40 days without food, you're just going to die. Like, there's no way you can come back from that. This is one of those weird questions that always happens where people say, would you rather do this really painful thing that'll hurt for a while, or would you rather fucking die forever? And I'm always, like, it blows my mind that these questions get asked. It's like, would you rather get whipped by a cat of nine tails 1,500 times until you can see your spine and your back is bleeding and all of your skin is sloughing off in strips and disgusting tenderized little loins? Ugh, God, even picturing that's gross. Or would you rather get shot in the head with a shotgun from point blank? And people are like, oh, I don't know which one I'd rather do. Like, and clearly, unless you're suicidal, you'd rather do the one that's just excruciatingly painful. And with the advent of the internet, I am positive that I could find a job in some strand of demented pornography, having holes in my hands and in my feet. You know, don't ask me how I'm going to get into that business, but I'm positive I would be the only person in that niche market. Maybe something, that's so crazy and messed up, I can't even expound on it anymore. I can't even imagine the level of dementedness it would take to enjoy something like that. But hey, it's the internet. Rule 34, am I right? So, I'm going to go with holes in my feet and hands, and are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? 45% said have holes put in your hands and feet. 55% of people said they would rather starve to death in the desert. Are you retarded? Are you an idiot? Do you think that starving to death is less painful than having nails in your hands and feet? Because I guarantee, like, it's not like starving to death is just you sit there and you're like, I'm becoming increasingly hungry. I'm having a bit of a grumble in my tummy. No, that's not what it's like. You're going to be sitting there in agony, screaming as the searing pain just tears apart your innards, and you're just wishing for death to come, but it won't. At least if I'm going to die from the holes in my hands and feet, I'll get like gangrene or something and die really quickly. Not starve to death. You idiots. 55% of you ride the short bus. Alright, would you rather go toe-to-toe with Michael Myers or try to take down Freddy Krueger? I'm not a big, like, scary movie buff in this regard, or I enjoy scary movies, but I'm not big into the, classic ones like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm pretty sure that Michael Myers is just a serial killer. I don't think he has any powers or anything. Maybe he's really hard to kill, but obviously not impossible to kill. Whereas I'm pretty sure Freddy Krueger is some sort of, like, dream monster who has awesome claws and will sneak up on you in your dream and kill you. So I think it might be easier to kill Freddy Krueger in my dreams as long as I have a lucid dream. And a lucid dream, for those of you who don't know, is when you can control your dream. And so hopefully I would be having a lucid dream that night when Freddy came up and he was trying to intimidate me, and then I would sit up out of my bed or whatever I was doing in the dream and be like, hell no, mofo. Guess what? Bam, you just turned into a kitten. Bam, I have an AK-47 and I can shoot fire, and Scarlett Johansson is behind me in her Black Widow costume. Sick 'em. And then I'd summon the Hulk, and probably all because I just saw the Avengers, so it's all coming to mind right now. That's how dreams work. And so I'd kill him pretty easily in my dream. But assuming I didn't have a lucid dream, I would have to go with Michael Myers, because it's a little bit too risky to hope that you have a lucid dream that night. So Michael Myers, I'm going to say, and I wouldn't go toe-to-toe with him. I assume toe-to-toe is just a euphemism for one-on-one, and he seems like he's kind of an idiot, and so I would tell him to meet me in the middle of an open field, and then I would tell my Marine buddy, Tim to call in an airstrike on him, and no matter how much of a superpower, hero, villain you are, where you're resilient to fire or some shit, you cannot resist if you are just getting shot literally into pieces. Not figuratively into pieces, literally into pieces. Like, bam, your arm's over there, your legs over there, all of your teeth are scattered among bushes over there, and your eyebrows are 1,500 yards away from your forehead skin. Like, that's what it would be like. And there's no way, even with magic, that you're coming back from that. And then to add insult to injury, I would chop up the rest of his body and then keep it in some sort of safe in my basement, just so I would always know that he was there, and I could check on it every so often. It could probably be a pretty bad smell, but I'd find a way to do it. There's some, very powerful Febreze on the market, nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to go with Michael Myers, since that would be easier and less risky, I think. All right. 62% said Michael Myers, 38% said Freddy Krueger. I don't really know how you could kill Freddy Krueger without the lucid dreaming aspect, but Michael Myers, he just seems like a big dumb oaf. But, if I'm 100% wrong in that aspect and he has some sort of power, feel free to yell at me and correct me and tell me how much of an idiot I am in the comment section below. And the next question. If your best friend in the world was bit in the testicles by a deadly poisonous snake, would you rather suck the venom out of his ballsack on the spot or try to get him to safety in time? All right, well, this isn't even about getting my friend in a safe place and keeping him from dying. If I'm wasting freaking 5 minutes sucking on my friend's balls trying to get the venom out, I don't know, there's a good chance that would have killed him, I don't think that's even a real thing. Is that an actual strategy, sucking the venom out of a wound? I thought that was just something that happened in movies. And there's no way I would be able to do it well enough, The ball sack, it's not like you get bit in the arm and there's a nice solid surface for you to wrap your mouth around and suck. It's a ball sack. There's no way that's going to happen. You're going to end up sucking his balls in your mouth. It's going to be a really, really gross endeavor for both of you. Really embarrassing. And even if he does survive after that, you're always going to have to know that your friend, your best friend in the world, you had his balls in your mouth. And he's always going to be like, God, that was so awkward. And every conversation from then on out, you would have that little niggling voice in the back of your head like, hey, this best friend you've had for so many years? Yeah, you sucked his balls, man. Yeah, it was to save his life, but you still did it. And so I'm going to have to go with trying to get him to safety in time because, I'm not going to be jerking around, forgive the homonym. I'm not going to be jerking around with him when his life is in danger and he needs to get to a medical professional. I'm not going to be doing that. And if he gets bitten in the testicles by a deadly poisonous snake, what the hell are we doing? What was my friend and I, what activity were we partaking in? Was he, swimming naked in an Amazon river? Was he, teasing the snake with his ball sack? If that's the case, he can get himself to safety. I'm not going to be best friends with such a reckless idiot. So I'm going to get him to safety on time because I'm not retarded. Wow, that's surprising. 25% of people said they would rather suck the venom out of his ballsack on the spot. Now, I can't even fathom the kind of person who is so dumb that their first instinct when their friend is bitten anywhere by a poisonous snake is, oh, get on the ground, let me suck it all out. Hell no, I'm not some sort of pioneer. I'm not playing Oregon Trail. We got to get to the freaking hospital, man. Hop in the car. I'll speed all the way there. Hopefully I'll get pulled over by a cop, and we can hop in the back of his car, and then bam, all the way there. Or get an ambulance. Anything but put his ball sack in any of my orifices. That's, call me crazy. Next question. That was a good one. Good on you for that good question. Would you rather snort one crushed up Altoid mint, spearmint, or take a shot 1.5 ounces of Tabasco sauce? Honestly, neither one of those sounds that terrible, but I think I'd rather take a shot of Tabasco sauce just because even though it would be spicy and uncomfortable, Tabasco sauce really isn't that hot. It's not so spicy that it's not like just shoveling down a half pound of habanero peppers or something. And whereas snorting a crushed up Altoid mint, I feel like that would just be the kind of pain that would last for 6 hours. But a good benefit of that is I'm positive your breath would smell really, really good for a while. Maybe that should be a new thing. I can start it Altoid Snorties, Is that illegal? Doesn't matter. All right. So I'm going to go with take a shot. 68% said take a shot of Tabasco sauce, and 32% said snort up an Altoid mint. Even though this isn't a life or death situation, really, only 68% of people decided to take the food product and put it in their mouth. That only 68% of people thought that was the lesser of two evils in this situation. 32% thought, I'm going to take this food product, snort it up, crush it, and just get it in my nose, in my nasal cavity, and just let it just burn in there, Because that would be supremely uncomfortable. So, shame on you, Internet. Shame on you. All right. One more. Would you rather be Harry Potter or Luke Skywalker? I would rather be Harry Potter. I'm going to come out and say that right now, just because the Star Wars universe, like, it's cool, it's really cool, but I wouldn't want to be Luke, you know? I would want to be Darth Vader or someone more badass than Luke Skywalker, you know? Especially since Luke has to go through that whole thing with the little incest relationship with his sister, which they never really flesh out in the movies, you know? They never really come to terms with how weird that is. It's like you're not a freaking 14th century king of France where you're banging your sister on the reg, you know? This is pretty freaky, man. So I'm going to go with Harry Potter just because I'd also get to spend a lot of time with Hermione, and if I were Harry Potter, my first act as Harry Potter would be to kill Ron Weasley because he is an annoying little shithead who doesn't even study, which that blows my mind. If I was going to school in a goddamn wizard school, I would be studying my ass off all day, every day. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if you're studying, like, biochemistry or something that's kind of, you know, difficult and tedious at times, yeah, you don't want to study. But if you're studying how to summon fire and conjure flames from the heavens and then have them smite your enemies, you better be studying, man. You better. So, 57% Harry Potter, 43 Luke Skywalker. That's all I got to say for now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a rating, and remember to do that little ruler experiment, because I'm positive you'll enjoy it.